Welcome to the AgileWoW podcast, your trusted partner in Agile, Scrum, artificial intelligence training, coaching, and innovation. AgileWoW is on a mission to build communities, empower professionals, and accelerate the learning curve, one conversation at a time. Visit our website, www.agilewow.com, or drop a note to support@agilewow.com or WhatsApp at +91 83686 5197 for more details.
Okay, let's paint a picture. Imagine it's your Monday morning. You walk in, grab your coffee, but an AI has already beaten you to the punch. It's already put together your team's weekly report, it's flagged the projects that are falling behind, it's even drafted some initial performance feedback. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi thing. This is happening right now.
So that really makes you stop and think, right? It's the question that's probably on a lot of our minds as these tools get smarter and smarter. If an AI can do all of that, is my job next?
And when you look at the data, it's pretty sobering. Gartner actually predicted way back in 2020 that by 2024, that's right now, almost 70%, specifically 69%, of a manager's routine day-to-day work would be automated. And folks, that prediction, it's become our reality.
All right, so let's break this down. What are we actually talking about here? To really get a handle on the impact, we need to look at exactly which parts of a manager's job are, on the chopping block.
I mean, think about the daily grind, all that stuff that fills up your calendar. AI can now crunch performance data and spit out reports in seconds. It can figure out schedules and who should be working on what, probably more efficiently than we can. It can even take on routine HR stuff, like the first pass on resumes, automating onboarding, approving expense reports. When you add all of that up, wow, that's a huge chunk of what a manager traditionally does.
And, the language people are using to describe this shift, it's getting pretty intense. Axios put out this really stark warning, saying we could be sleepwalking into a white-collar bloodbath. I mean, that's some serious language, and it really drives home the potential scale of this disruption. And if we zoom out to the bigger picture, it's just as jarring. The World Economic Forum is forecasting that by 2027, which is just around the corner, automation is going to displace 83 million jobs. Now, it will create 69 million new ones, but you do the math. That's a net loss of 14 million jobs. A quarter of all jobs will be disrupted. That's huge.
And look, this isn't just a bunch of theory or some future prediction. This is happening in the real world right now. We're seeing major companies making big moves, totally restructuring how they work because of what AI can do.
And what's fascinating is that we're seeing two totally different ways companies are handling this. On one hand, you have IBM. They used AI to take over hundreds of back-office HR roles. But, and this is the key part, they took the money they saved and reinvested it into hiring for roles that need more critical thinking. A really strategic move. Then you have Klarna, a bit of a cautionary tale. They rushed to replace customer service agents with a chatbot, but the AI just wasn't good enough. The quality wasn't there, and they had to walk it back. It's a perfect example of the risk of moving too fast without thinking it through. And then you get to the really wild end of the spectrum. There's this Chinese tech company, NetDragon. They appointed an AI, a virtual humanoid named Miss Tang Yu, as the CEO of one of their divisions, a robot CEO. And get this, in just 6 months, the company's stock went up 10%. It's a fascinating, maybe even a little unsettling peek into just how far this could actually go. Just a quick reminder, this episode is brought to you by AgileWoW. If you're looking to level up your skills, check out our upcoming workshops on product management, agile leadership, and artificial intelligence. Visit our website, www.agilewow.com, for more details.
Okay, so we've spent some time looking at the threat, and it can sound pretty scary, right? But here's the thing. This is not a death sentence for management. Not at all. It's an evolution. So let's pivot. Let's talk about the massive opportunity this creates, especially for managers who are ready to adapt. I love this quote because it just nails the new reality perfectly. AI provides the data, the manager provides the wisdom. Think about that. As AI takes over all the data crunching and the grunt work, it frees you up. It frees up managers to focus on the one thing a machine can't provide, wisdom. So your value,
It's not about being a taskmaster anymore. It's about being a people master. This means you get to double down on things like emotional intelligence to build real trust, creative problem solving for those messy problems that don't have a clear answer in the data, truly inspiring your team through great communication, making those tough ethical calls that a cold algorithm just can't handle, and maybe most important of all, developing the talent on your team. These are your new superpowers, the human-centric skills. You know, we cover this deeply in AgileWoW's Agile Leadership Training, where we explore this exact shift from control to coaching.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. Let's build a concrete action plan so you can really thrive in this AI era.
And we really need to act on this because the urgency is real. The World Economic Forum found that 50% of all employees will need to be reskilled by 2025 because of AI. And guess who's at the very front of that line? Managers. Absolutely.
So here's a simple 4-step framework to get you started. First, build your AI literacy. You don't need to become a coder, but you absolutely have to understand what these tools can and can't do. Second, hone those human-centric skills we just talked about. Really double down on them. Third, you've got to adopt a continuous learning mindset. This stuff is going to keep changing, so you have to keep learning. And fourth, master agile collaboration. The future is all about leading dynamic, adaptable teams.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? What's the next move? It's this. The manager's role isn't disappearing. It's actually being elevated. We're moving from being a manager of tasks to becoming an augmented leader, someone who uses AI as a partner, as a tool, to free themselves up to focus on the big stuff: strategy, innovation, and people.
So ultimately, it really just comes down to one question, a question you have to ask yourself. Is AI your replacement, or is it your most powerful new colleague? The amazing thing is, the technology doesn't get to make that choice. You do. Thanks for tuning into the podcast, supported by AgileWoW. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your team. And if you want to advance your Agile journey, check out AgileWoW's upcoming trainings, events, and workshops, all designed to help you grow faster, smarter, and together. Until next time, stay agile, stay curious.